So how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you doing?
Well, you know what? I'm really good as well, Nate. And I'm thrilled to be catching up with you, of course, because the last time you and I chatted, you were our artist to watch at the beginning of the year.
That was so awesome. I was so stoked. And when like Taylor told me, so my one of the girls that works for me at my management said MJ's reaching out to like meet up and do another interview. I'm like, let's freaking go. Like anytime. You were the best.
Well, and you are the best. And I'll tell you, Sleeve still in one of the highest rotations on our station because it doesn't get old. It is still fresh every time you hear it. So Nate, wow,
that's amazing. That's so cool. Because I mean, I'm probably tired of listening to my own recording of it, but like I love that song with my whole heart. It really means so much to me. But yeah.
And so since then, and the last time we talked, okay, and I'll have to tell you, one of the things that drives me crazy is when someone says, I have some exciting news, but I can't share it with you yet. And at the time, that's exactly what you said. You were like, okay, so I'm getting ready to, share some news. I can't really share it now. And I think I have an idea of what it was you were talking about. What was it that you were talking about, Nate?
Probably my record deal with Sony. Yeah. I've been wanting to talk about that for a while because I signed it a few months ago and then we just did the picture and everything like that. And they just like publicly announced it and everything. And that was just like, you got to make sure that they announce it first and then you could tell everybody and stuff. And like, I was just like, I can't wait to tell you. Like, I'm so excited because they're the best team ever. Like, I'm so happy working with them.
And so you went on the road. Tell us about that, the experience of you going on the road and taking your music and your passion and putting it all on stage. What was that like for you?
Oh man. Well, I went out with Brett Eldredge and Morgan Evans. And honestly, like Brett is somebody I really look up to so much. I got to open for him a couple of years ago in Sacramento for this festival called Country in the Park. And like, I couldn't believe that. So to have a full circle moment where I actually got to go on the road with him, like officially, as like an opener and support was like, I can't even tell you how it felt. Like, I was just like, I'm going to learn so much with this guy, and watching him and Morgan has been so on the road. It was literally like, I was just a student. I watched every one of their sets, backstage. Sometimes I went out in the front, but just took notes, just watching like, wow, Morgan is the best at getting a crowd going. He knows how to get this side going and that side going and taking those mental notes and like, how is he talking in the middle? Does he have it pre-planned? Like all that kind of stuff. And then watching Brett, just an absolute superstar. He comes out and he's singing these songs and everybody's singing along and it's just like, it's like, I don't know how to like church. I don't know how to describe it. It's so emotional and it feels so special. So I was just watching kind of how he did it. And then one of the biggest takeaways I got from the tour was Brett hand wrote me 2 different letters, gave me a nice long letter. He gave me a big old bottle of tequila and another gift that was really nice. And just kind of showed me like, if you ever get to be a headliner one day, Nate, like this is how you take care of your opener. Cause he treated me like I was like somebody and I'm not, so it was just like, just to see the humility in that guy, somebody who's at the top of the world, and still treats the openers like they're headlining. Like,
and so what do you think, and how do you think you've changed as an entertainer on that stage because of watching Brett and Morgan? In what way do you think you changed specifically?
Yeah, I think they have a level of vulnerability on the stage that like is really special and unique to them. And I think it gave me the courage. Like I tend to close my eyes a lot when I play, really truly, because I have ADHD and like I honestly will get distracted if I'm looking at people and stuff like that. But I'm also nervous. Like I'm scared to open my eyes and make eye contact with people. But I realized that's a huge part of this whole thing. So this was the first time where I started opening my eyes and connecting with one person, 2 people, this person over here. And like, that was a huge growth moment for me. So I was watching them do that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to like, literally like, hey, like, and I started doing that more. And it was like, wow, I'm missing this part of the show. And like, this is such a reward, being to connect with people. So like, I'm definitely getting more confident with that. So that's been one thing. And then just like playing the same set every night has been really good. I've gotten more confident with what I'm saying in between the songs and stuff like that. So the road has been so great. You
dropped Raised Up. We're going to talk about this song now. And I'll be honest with you, there's always a little bit of nervousness, right? Because you're like, okay, yeah. Right? You're like, Nate Smith released this gigantic song that has carried literally our rotation through the whole entire year. So I'm going, okay. So here's Nate Smith, and I'm about to play it. Please, please, Lord, let this be really, really good.
I'm the same way with an artist I like. Like, I really hope this. Like, oh gosh, don't go too weird, or like whatever it is. Like,
you're like you're praying, because you have high hopes, right? Because you've connected with this artist on a really personal level, and this artist has connected with you on a personal level through song. So you go, please don't break my heart. Please don't break my heart. And that's really what it is.
Yeah.
I pressed play, and there's this opening like piano chord, and I was like, okay, this is so different from the guitar opening with Sleeve, right? And you're immediately comparing it because you have to. And then you start singing, then you hear your voice. And from that point on, I started to go, in what world did you not think that this song was going to be good? Of course. And it was. And then you're listening to this, you listen to it the first time and you go, okay, this is the new Nate Smith. And then you have to listen to it a second time, because you know that there's some hidden magic in every word that you have written, and you will miss it if you don't listen to it over and over again. By the third time, I understood the song. I understood what you were saying. And it was like Sleeve. I pick up something new every time. Still something different hits me. This song has that same magic, and for a follow-up, that's incredible. Incredible. So Raised Up, what is this song? Tell us about it.
If you're asking me personally, like it was such a special day. Like, I went in to write with Tranny and Jonathan, and both really great writers, and Tranny's written a lot of my songs too. She's amazing. I love writing with her. But we went in there and she had this like kind of basic melody and stuff like that. And we started talking about just kind of how we were raised up and stuff, and kind of stuff like that in there. And this was the first time, and I've told a few people about this because it's kind of crazy, but I literally like had to leave the room. I was crying. I couldn't stop crying. I was just, I went to the bathroom just like, and I can cry, but I wouldn't say I'm like a crier like all the time. But I literally was just like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, it was just so emotional for me. And I just realized how much I missed just growing up, and just the things I took for granted, and like just the security of your parents, and just at least in my life, just, I don't know. It like brought me back to that, and just thinking about like, gosh, I haven't called my mom in a couple of weeks. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it really kind of brought me back to that place. And, for me, like, and then when we finished the song, and I was just like, came in there, I was like, like all embarrassed and stuff. And then I'm driving in the car, and I'm like, why is this song like wrecking me so hard? You know what I mean? Like, it's just really wrecking me. And I think for me, it's just like that. Anytime I turn the way, I was raised, anytime I lose my way, I turn the way that I was raised up. Like, just for me, it's like, I'm always recentering myself by the things that I was growing up on, and I think like you get really busy when you get older and stuff, and you forget, how you were raised up and stuff. So my mom got me in church when I was younger and stuff like that. And that all comes back to me in those times that I really need it, so that's what it means to me. I mean, I think some people, it might be a song that they grew up on or whatever it was, but there's something probably for everybody in that song, and yeah, it just really touches me. It's stuck on me like mud on the bottom of these boots. What I used to run from is what I run back to. The voices in my head stop sounding like my own. I drown them all out and put on what I know. I turn up that Rolling Stones and Mama's prayers, more like home and more like where Jesus saves and roads ain't big. Got it all when you ain't got much. That penny saves a penny earned. Love's a choice even when it hurts. Anytime I'm Ain't it funny just how quick you can lose your northern star? You're caught up in the noise, forget just who you are. When the truth sounds like a question, rolling off some lips like smoke, I play mine like the FM. Through the speakers of my soul, turn up that Rolling Stones and Mama's breast. More like home and more like where Jesus saves and roads ain't through. Got it all when you ain't got much. That penny saves the penny earned. Love's a choice even when it hurts. Anytime I lose my way, I turn the way that I was raised up. Turn the way to the way to the way I was raised up. It's stuck on me like mud on the bottom of these boots. It's always in my blood, forever in my roots. And I turn up that Rolling Stones and Mama's prayers. More like home and more like where Jesus saves and roads ain't been. Got it all when you ain't got much. That penny saves the penny earned. Love's a choice even when it hurts. Anytime I lose my way, I turn the way that I was raised up. I turn it up the way I was raised up. It's stuck on me like mud on the bottom of these boots. What I used to run from is what I run back to.